All right, here is our question, and I know we've talked about this question before. What does the word difference mean in math language? That is our question. Go ahead and make that your title, please. What does the word difference mean in math language? And I know we've talked about this. Talked a lot about that word difference. It doesn't quite mean the same thing as describing what's different about something. It's a little bit different in math language. Harper, what does the word difference mean in math language?
What an equation equal to?
Not any equation.
What?
So our subtraction
Write that.
Yes, if I'm writing, you're writing. Our subtraction solution is called a difference. What else do we know about that word difference? When?
It's the distance between two numbers.
It is the distance between two numbers.
More than this two?
No.
Okay.
The distance between two numbers. Because when we do our number line, that's what we're trying to figure out. What is that distance between these numbers? That's what we're measuring when we are subtracting. Do we care about the distance between numbers when we add things?
Not really.
No. We want to keep on adding on to the end of that number line. We're caring about how far we can go. When we subtract, though, we care about the middle bits, those middle pieces. Talked about expanded form yesterday. Many of you are familiar with it. Go ahead and write this equation. It is 542 minus 336. And then if you are comfortable expanding it out into hundreds, tens, and ones, go ahead and do that next to the equation.
Do we have to?
Yes, we are doing expanded form today. So yes, you need to expand it out. If you need to wait for me to show you how to do it, that's fine. But if you already know, go ahead and do it. Now remember, when we start doing expanded form or you start using the routine, the algorithm, we are very particular about making sure your ones are over your ones, your tens are over your tens, and your hundreds are over your hundreds. So make sure they're lined up in the correct place value. Oh, regrouping. Alright. So here's my expanded number. Here's my expanded number. Which one of those is going to be my whole? Or my total? Which one of those numbers is my whole or my total? Devin? 542 is my total. That's all the pencil cap erasers that I have. That is all the pieces of paper that I have. That is my total. In subtraction, does the commutative property work?
No.
In subtraction, does the commutative property work?
No.
No. In addition, I could rearrange how I add things. Right? I could say 2 plus 6, or I could say 6 plus 6. Will subtraction do the same thing?
Yeah. No.
Is 2 minus 6 going to give me the same answer as 6 minus 2?
No.
So I cannot switch it around. I have to do 2 subtract 6. Now I want you to think about what that might look like. All right, we have 2 ones, and I need to take away 6 ones. That's a little bit of a problem. No. Because right there, I don't have enough ones to do that really easily. However, do I have more than just 2 ones in 542?
Yeah.
How many ones do I have in the number 542? Logan?
542.
I do. They're just grouped already. So what I need to do is what we call regrouping. I need to steal. Your parents learned this word as borrow. But you're not borrowing because you're not giving it back. You are stealing.
Oh, say less.
You are going to take a 10. We're going to take a 10 here, cross that out. I'm no longer going to have 40 because I just took a 10. I'm going to have 30. I took a 10. And then I gave 10 ones over here. I'm going to put a box around them because sometimes I forget that I already had some ones that were already there. I already had 2 ones. But now I took the 10 ones from my 10. How many ones do I now have to play with? Will?
12.
I have 12 ones. If I have 12 subtract 6, is that a little easier for my brain to do? Yeah, how many ones would that be?
1206.
6. It would be 6 ones.
Plus 0.
So now I'm going to go over to my tens. 30, subtract 30. What is that going to be worth?
0, 0.
7? 0. I could put 1 0, I could put 2 zeros. It's not going to matter. Go for it. 500 minus 300. 500 minus 300, Michael? 200.
If you kept a 40, it would be different.
Now we are going to put that number back in standard form. It's all stretched out and expanded form. Get that out of your mouth. What is that number put back in standard form? Ashlyn? 206. So sometimes we have to rearrange, regroup, steal some things in order to easily subtract. What do you need? That last time we had a regroup. Why do we have to regroup? Why do we have to regroup? We don't have to regroup when we add. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
So why do we have to do it in subtraction?
Ooh.
Brayden, what do you think?
Because like if I have like 300 52, I can't, and I have like 246, 246. I can't do that because the bottom number is the one that's going to be like eating the top number. But I do that, I'm going to be digging into a different 10 because if I subtract 2 from 6, you can't do that because you would just get a negative number. So if you were the 10 next to the other number, you would be digging into that 10.
Okay. Shelby, what are your thoughts?
If you just switch the numbers around, you won't get the same sum as what the equation has.
Yeah, difference, but yes, we will get the correct difference. So I'm writing, that means you are writing. We have to regroup in subtraction. because we cannot switch the digits, aka we cannot use the commutative property. If we did, we wouldn't have to regroup. In that last problem, if I could have just switched the 6 and the 2, I wouldn't have to regroup at all. But in subtraction, I cannot switch it around. And part of that is because it's a whole. When I'm adding, I'm just playing with 2 parts. I can switch those parts out and you won't even know. Really? Really. But in subtraction, I have a whole minus a part. I can't switch wholes and parts. The whole has to start at the beginning because that's all my things. So in subtraction, because we can't switch those digits around, that's why we have to regroup. Go ahead and record, write down that equation and expand it out. I'm going to go ahead and tell you we're going to need to do some regrouping. Alright, let's look at our 1. I have 8 ones, subtract 7 ones. Do I currently have enough ones to do that easily?
Yes.
Yeah. I can do 8 ones minus 7 ones. What is 8 ones subtract 7 ones? 1. Not a trick question. 1. 20 minus 80. Do I have enough tens?
Yeah.
No. I don't have enough tens. Devin, up here. I don't have enough tens. Right now I have 20. I don't have enough tens to easily subtract 80.
Oh, that's my son.
But I do have 4 tens hiding somewhere. Where are my tens hiding? Lincoln, where are they hiding? In the 100. I'm going to steal 1 whole 100. Now I got 400 left. But I gave that 100 that I took, I gave it to my 10. Does that make sense what I just did? Explain with us? Okay, just making sure. I had 100 that I took from my 500 and I gave it to my 10. How many 10s am I working with now? Show me. I'm working with 120. 12 10s, 120. Now I have enough to subtract 80. Now I have enough to subtract 80. What is 120 subtract 80? Ashton? 40. 400 subtract 200. I have enough hundreds to do that easily?
Yes.
Yeah. How many hundreds do I got? 200. What is that number put back in standard form? Because right now it's all stretched out. Jacob, what is that number put back in standard form? 241. Regrouping can be a little tricky. It can be tricky. We only had to regroup one time, but sometimes you might have to regroup multiple times. It can be tricky. While expanded form, lots of third graders like it because it's pretty fast. It might not be the best strategy. So you're going to have to pick what makes your brain happy. Personally, I'm a fan of the number line because I can see it. I can't see it with just a stack of numbers. But you choose what works for you. You don't have to use the same strategy every single time.
I don't like
When we were just regrouping yesterday, when we were using expanded form yesterday, we didn't have to regroup. That was easy. I would definitely do expanded form if I don't have to regroup. But if I'm going to be regrouping, I don't really like doing that, and I would definitely pick number line over it. You can change up your strategy depending on what the equation is. That make sense? So far, so good?
Yes.